So this one is called Missile Combat. So they teach you how to use the guided weapons in Naev. So they talk about the Unicorp Fury Launcher. And they're showing you how to use it as a guided weapon. So you have to target the enemy. You can turn toward it automatically by using the Q key. And shoot. Now, that is going to turn out to be much harder when I have to dogfight, because these guided missiles are really not anything special. You almost have to use them as... Of course, there that was a wild shot, but mostly they don't perform as well as you would expect, and the rate of fire is very slow also. I should be able to shoot there, and it didn't let me do it, which is really irritating. More of the taunting there. So here I'm actually doing a standoff fighting technique that I learned in Escape Velocity of shooting them off screen. And it seems to work, actually. Still, it takes a long time, actually, because the rate of fire, as I said, is really not good enough. And they disabled my primary weapon for this tutorial. So here I would be using my primary weapon, but it won't let me. So there, I got him once. The shield regeneration on these ships is much better than escape velocity, and so if you're on the defensive, that's a good thing. If you're on the offense, it's not. Notice another interesting feature too is that just like with Naev, you can see when there are ships in the distance a lot better than escape velocity, because they have these bars on the top and the bottom of the screen showing you where different planets and other ships and so on are. Makes it much easier to locate your planet or target at a distance. But as you can see here, I'm doing rather badly, because I'm not able to deliver these missiles faster than the rate of shield discharge on the opponent. Did I say discharge? I mean recharge. So I'm not able to damage them at a faster rate than their shield recharge. There, I finally got him by doing the standoff technique. And they say that was over quick. I think that's a stock text. I don't think that is based on anything. So then tutorial heat. This is going to matter actually in Endless Sky as well. Both Naev and Endless Sky simulate overheating of equipment on the ships. So you can overheat your weapons, you can overheat all kinds of things. So they're giving you reasonably detailed instructions that you could pause to read if you want. But the point is that if you use your weapons for an extended period of time in Naev, you will overheat your ship. There, I'm checking my ship's specs again. This is one that I'm not familiar with. So they give you Vulcan cannons. I don't know if those are actually based on real-life Vulcan cannons, but So, as they're pointing out, the hotter the ship gets, the harder it is to cool it down, and more time it takes. Another thing that they simulate in Endless Sky, this isn't clear for Naev, but is that if you have a ship which is very cramped inside, with say a lot of upgrades all crammed together, it cools less efficiently because there isn't as much airflow through the ship. But they don't talk about that here, so I don't know if that's simulated in Naev or not. And then they point out that unlike Endless Sky, you have a special cooling mode which you can initiate with Control S, but it will destroy your shield recharge in the time that you're using it, or at least your shields won't be able to charge. Active cooldown, that's what it's called. So Control S for active cooldown. They've heated up the ship artificially so that you can see it work. It isn't clear how many degrees this is supposed to be in the thermometer. Whether that's Kelvin or 1,000. I mean, presumably, if it's not Kelvin, then it's Celsius. They say it doesn't drop very quickly until you're pretty cool already. So this concludes the heat tutorial, they say. So then they want you to look at your activated outfits. So some of these can be switched on and off because they consume power when they're on. That's basically the essence of it. And you can assign different keys to each extra outfit that you have, which does that. And you do that in the setup of the ship, as we saw earlier, where you can assign different weapons to different controls. So you hit I to call that up, but they're getting to that. They're showing the instructions here. Again, you can pause to read this if you really want to know it in detail. But the bottom line is that you go to your ship information menu with the I key. See, 1, 2, 3. The numbers are assigned by your choice to different outfits. So here you're going to test your jammer with the 7 key, which has already been assigned for you. And they point out that it uses up energy. So, next tutorial.